Hello, everybody. Hey, everybody. Good evening. How y'all doing? It is a Friday night. I know you are not used to seeing my brother and I on a Friday night, but this is a very special Friday night because something is happening tomorrow that we're going to talk about, and we need you to be in the room. So, good evening. Welcome to Power Hour. So, this is the place where we take our power back, we build our confidence, transform workplace challenges into purpose-driven opportunities. I'm your host, LHG. My brother, Andrew Griffin, is here. And each month, we are having honest conversations about practical strategies, inspiring you to tell your story and help you grow professionally, personally, in your ministries, in your companies. And whether you've had workplace trauma like I've had, whether you've been stuck and not know what your purpose may be, whether you feel like your confidence has been diminished by an employer or by your past or by someone you know or by comparing yourself to others, this is where we help you navigate those transitions, stepping boldly into your purpose. This is your 60-minute huddle. And I need you to get in, pull it in real close, because I dare you to get your notebook ready. I guarantee you by the end of this hour, you're going to have some nuggets that you can apply, practical nuggets that you can apply to your life, to your business, to your confidence level, to your community. You can share this. This is something you can share with other people. I was just telling my brother, whenever I get to a point where my confidence is not where I need it to be, I can count on our conversations to remind me that I have a purpose, to remind me that I don't have to let lack of finances or lack of anything stop me from my original purpose. What did God call LHG to do, regardless of money, regardless of status, regardless of anything? What am I here to do? And we're going to tap into that this evening. So go ahead and share, go ahead and tag. And as you may know, my brother is with me every month. Sometimes we show replays, still tap in. We got a lot of shows that we have done, and we're going to bring back some of those because the information is timeless. It's like that classic set of pearls. You see what I got on here? It don't go out of style. Whatever it is you're trying to do in life, you're going to need confidence to do it. Whether you flipping burgers, mansions, whether you pulling folks' teeth, whatever you're doing, you're going to need confidence to do that. Whether you do a 9 to 5 or whether you do it as an entrepreneur, you're going to need confidence in your home life. Husbands, right. Come on, fathers. Come on, wives, brothers, sisters. You're going to need confidence to even be your best in a relationship, be it a personal one or a business one. This is the information that you need to get you back on your square. Come on, stay the course, University. This is where we remind you, stay the course. Okay? I'm going to let my brother greet you. If you don't know about him, you don't follow CCN because he is not a visitor here. He can go in the fridge and get whatever he wants. He's family. Okay? All right? Husband, father, prolific speaker, father-daughter coach, serial entrepreneur. He got multiple businesses. He is many things to many people. He's my brother. He has a mighty testimony, and he lives the strategies that he teaches. He's tried this and it's worked. He's not telling you something that he just read about. He's telling you something he has studied, he is living, and he is reaping the harvest of what he's learned. And he's opening up this window for us to see, front row, to see how these concepts can work, how building your confidence, how returning to your purpose can change the very trajectory of your life. If you've never heard of Rewrite the Vision, follow on Facebook, follow his personal page. All right. So I just gave you the full rundown, but I'm gonna let him go a little bit further because I follow him. I believe in what he does. I believe in what he says. He's also a minister and a musician. He has many hats he wears. God uses him in many ways. And I've received testimonials from those who follow this network that what he has said is true. They've tried it at the last conference. It was amazing. It was amazing. So we're going to talk about the event tomorrow. I'm going to have him greet you, and then we're going to go from there. All right, bro. Welcome.
Thank you again. Thank you again. And when you was mentioning that I'm a husband, I'm a father, I'm a business owner, I'm a speaker, I did not believe that years ago. I didn't believe that
Wow.
that was possible. And I want
Wow.
individuals that's listening to this right now, I want them to write down some things that they left behind that they didn't think was possible. You
Wow.
see, Les Brown said, "We are born unique, but we die a copy."
Jesus.
We're born unique, but we die a copy because we have this belief system that we don't deserve stuff. Because I listen to every motivational speaker or speaker in general that has made impact in this world. And one individual that I hadn't studied for a while was Reverend Ike. And if you go and look up Reverend Ike on YouTube, he will open up your mind to some things.
Yes.
But he said, what is God to you? Do you serve a broke God? Do you serve a God that doesn't think that you should deserve a great life? Or do you serve a God that just belittles you or feels that you're just supposed to live your life poor? Or do you serve a king?
Wow.
Who wants you to be king of your thing?
Come on.
Right? Who said, I want you to have this, I'm gonna make you in the same image as me. I'm gonna give you this dominion. I'm gonna give you this type of mindset. But it's up to you to make those choices.
Come on.
And it just because sometimes we just gotta go back to our roots. We gotta figure out, what are we supposed to be doing here on earth?
Yes.
And how are we letting our personal history decide our fate?
Wow.
Because I want you to think about this. I want you to think about, he used this analogy of God gives us this river of possibilities.
Okay.
And we come up to this river with a spoon.
Wow. Come on.
Not a bucket, not a boat.
A spoon.
We come up there with a spoon.
A spork.
Right. Some of us don't believe nothing's going to happen. Come on. And then we get mad with God and say, God, why did you place me in this messed up situation? Why did you place me with all these challenges, right? Why did you place me with this family, this job, this relationship, this health? Why did you do this? And he like, I didn't give you that. You made a choice to stick where you was at in your mind. Yeah. And so that's why we say rewrite the vision. Yes. Let's discover. Let's go back and rediscover your original purpose. Yes. And not only let's discover that, let's put some strategy together so we can dominate that gift that you're supposed to have. Yes. Because it's one thing for you to see somebody else doing something. It's another thing for them to show you what they're doing, teach you each step. If you are baking, if you saw me make a cake and you taste the cake, you said that, hey, Andrew, this is wonderful. Yes. What did you do? This? I can give you some. I can say, I put some little flour in there. I put some eggs in there, maybe some oil. But if I don't give you the correct recipe, you're never going to duplicate that. Come on here. And that's why I'm excited about tomorrow. It's an intimate setting where we get to figure out, okay, how do we duplicate this? How do we start from step 1 to go to step 20? Right? How do we become the person that we were meant to be quickly? Because it doesn't take long to make a decision. Come on. It doesn't take long. So I'm excited. I'm gonna turn it back over to you. I could talk about this forever, but I'm excited. I'm excited too. And let me pose this question. First of all, I'm gonna be doing something a little different to the audience. When you hear me say, whose power is it? I want you to put in a chat, mine. I created Power Hour in a moment of powerlessness after being terminated from a job that I put blood, sweat, and tears into for over 20 years. COVID comes, I end up ill,
can't perform, and you expect the same energy that you've given that job, coming early, staying late, working through lunch, volunteering for extra projects. Wearing yourself out, working through vacation. Oh my goodness, I got in trouble for that. Why are you bringing a laptop home? Trying to prove myself. And there's an old rap song called Lash Move, and we ain't got nothing to prove. Why am I tiring myself out trying to prove my purpose to somebody else? When you know and God has told you what your purpose is, all you got to do is fulfill it. You ain't got to prove nothing to your life, your talk, your walk, how you react, or when you don't need to react. That's going to show people your purpose.
That's right.
In this reflection time that I had, the question came, who were you before life told you who you had to be? I have always been a big woman, always been heavy set, always been dark skinned, always been quirky. And back in the day, there really wasn't a place for a big black girl with a whole Jerry curl. It didn't fit. Society said, nope, you're too big, you're too dark, and that curl got to go. So I didn't feel like I fit with anyone. The cheerleading girls was small, long, natural hair. They had all the boyfriends. They didn't have time for us outcasts. So if I went simply by that, I wouldn't be talking to you today. I wouldn't have 6 podcasts. I wouldn't be the person I am, because I would have allowed that circumstance at that age to keep me quiet. And I've had to fight for self-esteem. You assume that a person who's in front of a camera that can talk to anybody, is always happy. Not necessarily true. Everybody goes through moments. And welcome, by the way, to everybody who's in the chat. I see you, Sheree. Thank you, my sister. Leonard Reed, the newest host on CCN, the Let Me Tell You Something podcast, is premiering next week.
Congratulations.
We talking Detroit culture. We talking health for men. We talking a lot of good stuff. So welcome, everybody. I saw Zeta. Hey, Z. Hi, everybody. But what the question is, who were you? Or what lies did you buy into that have kept you from your purpose? No one has ever done that in our family. You ain't going to be able to do that. You ain't going to be able to start that business. Nobody has ever beat cancer. You're going to die just like grandmama did. Nobody has ever lived through blank. Come on. It seems like we tend to keep our purpose at bay because we're looking at what everybody else may have done or didn't do. I love to see those Facebook posts that say these 2 young doctors are the first in their bloodline to graduate from medical school, the first lawyers in the first millionaire in the entire city. We were born to be first.
That's right.
I just believe that. What I need from you, Andrew, how do you connect faith with purpose?
Oh, that is big. That is big. Faith with purpose. Number one, you have to really take an inventory of the people you're around.
Whoa, wow.
Because you mentioned it earlier. Sometimes we get our identity from our parents.
Yes.
Our closest friends.
Yes.
Matter of fact, they did a study and it said our income is the average of the 5 people we hang around the most. And so when I'm trying to increase something, I need to get around some people who have a higher level of faith than me.
Yeah.
John C. Maxwell, he said, when you have faith in your future, you have power in your present. And the only way you get that is you have to surround yourself with individuals that have that and that's going to motivate you to get into your purpose.
Yes.
And another thing is you got to really make up your mind. I know we talk about confidence, but it's really just a mindset.
Yes.
And again, it talks about what is feeding your mind? What increases faith? Even the Bible says faith comes by hearing.
Come on.
Hearing. What are you hearing on a daily basis? Are you hearing even from your own voice? Sometimes you got to tell your own voice to shut up. Shut up.
Be quiet.
Be quiet. No, I'm not going to fail today.
Woo!
The average millionaire has failed in 7 businesses.
My God.
So if something didn't work yesterday, we're going to pick ourselves up and we're going to say it's going to work today.
Yes.
It's crazy to think about Colonel Sanders, that he started KFC at 65 years old with his social security check.
Come on.
That Walt Disney, that people used to tell Walt Disney, you can't do nothing, you can't make it because you lack imagination. He got fired from his first newspaper. Look it up. He got fired from his first newspaper job because they said he lacked imagination.
The king of imagination.
The king. Right? We heard the story of Michael Jordan getting not making it to his high school basketball varsity team.
My God.
But sometimes we need those storms to create that next level, right? Because what did Michael Jordan do? It wasn't that he was so he wasn't talented. He just wasn't putting the work in. He said, I wasn't putting the work in I needed to, and I need that kick in the pants to get after it that summer. Yeah. And that next time he came to the tryouts, he dominated. And sometimes God puts us in a situation where he don't want us just to give a little, because that's what we've been given. He wants us to dominate. He wants us to really unpack the gift that he gave us. Yes. You see, our life, God's gift to us is life. How we live our life is our gift to him. And so when you are increasing slowly every day your faith, is moving you towards your purpose, right? That's why when I'm teaching young people, whenever you start a business, I tell them that you have to take a little steps, right? You take a little steps because you're going to get knocked down. Yeah. But you got to keep hearing. What are you hearing on a daily basis? What are you reading on a daily basis? Okay. You see, a lot of times they're listening to music. Those have spirits with them. What you read, what you listen to, what you see in your eyes. Yes. Come on. Increasing that faith. Wow. Or it's downgrading it. Yes. What you watch, what you see, what you hear, what you say, who you're around, either it's going to increase your faith or it's going to move you closer to fear. And it's going to shrink you. It's going to shrink you. And so I would say the first step is let's figure out how can we increase that faith. It comes by hearing. But what do we need to hear? What books do we need to read? Who do we need to be around? Some people you've been hanging around 2 days, you need to bump that down to 2 minutes. Come on. Some of the people that you've been hanging around 2 minutes, you need to bump that up to 2 days. Come on.
Woo, well past the offering bucket to your right. And the ushers will be there to collect. Let me tell you something. This afternoon, just before the show, I got dressed, put on makeup, as if I was about to walk onto a stage of 10,000. I found one of my favorite dresses. I put on a jacket. I said, I don't know why I'm doing this. But one day I see myself.
That's right.
Doing what I love. One day I got to prepare at some point. I got to do it. And as a child, my very first, we didn't have podcasts in the 80s and 90s. But my pastor, rest in peace, Elder Harold Clifton Parsons Sr., my pastor gave the youth free reign on Youth Sunday. I hope y'all still doing that with the youth department. I love to watch the youth of Zion Hope. I love it. I love it. I love it. So he allowed us, his son was the youth president. He was all of 6. And he made me vice president. I was all of 13.
Wow.
I created a talk show called The Question Is. I used the church people as my interviewees. I talk to couples about marriage. I talk to the kids about their youth. We even created commercials. I had one called Happy Teeth Gum. We had a song for it. We had one called Nappy Roots Hair Conditioner. My imagination has always been very vivid. And we created the whole scene. It looked like a miniature Oprah Winfrey show. I had a intro. We had a fake cameraman. I put on my best dress. They stood up and clapped for me. I walked out there like someday I'm going to do this outside of this church, not knowing what my life would look like, but someday this big black girl with a whole Jerry curl is going to defy the odds and really make a difference in life because she got a story. It was so fun. And then what I did many years later, decades later, some of those guests that I had on my panel, they're all grown up now, married, kids. So for their church anniversary, because they became pastors, I surprised them and recreated the question is 30 plus years later. It was, you talk about life coming full circle.
That's right.
And with tears in our eyes, you were like, who would have thunk? And they said, well, we did. We knew this would happen. Your tenacity, Latanya, you were persevering. You wanted to do that. This was your baby. I wrote a Black History play. All of these things, and now that I'm saying it out loud, I'm going to get back to my first love of writing. I'm a writer. I've always been that. And people, when people talk to me in interviews, their hands go numb because they're trying to write what I'm saying. But I'm a talker. I'm a writer. I'm that person. I put together words. I love words. I love language. I love questions. That's just who I am intrinsically. And I believe that original purpose is tied in there.
Andrew. That's right. That's right.
So I allowed myself to fall into the rut of, they're going to be looking at me in my big body and my dark skin. Are they going to be more concerned about my weight and not hear my message? I had to press through that. You may have to press through. They're not going to listen to me because I'm not rich. I'm not Oprah. I'm not Les Brown. But you got to start. And when you talked about the average millionaire fails at 7 businesses, how did that go?
At least 7 times in 7 different businesses.
So could it be, and I'm throwing this out there, Andrew, this could be way off. Could it be that we don't look at failure the right way?
Exactly right.
Could it be that we automatically think failure is the end of a thing?
That's right.
Do you think that we could possibly be missing out on the original purpose because we fear failure?
I think John C. Maxwell said it best. We need to learn how to fail forward.
Ooh, wow.
I want you to look at the story. I know I keep going back to this of Joseph. That when he's in the initial pit, when his brother's thrown him in that pit, he could have took the mindset of I'm a failure. But it never says he gave up on his dream or his vision.
Come on.
When Potiphar's wife lied on him and he got thrown in prison, he could have said, this is not going to work. I need to just stop believing. And then I just relegate to I'm a prisoner. No. He never gave up on the vision he had.
Come on.
And I think when we allow failures to dictate what we're going to do next.
Yes.
Like in sales, some of the best sales individuals, they play this game and it's called Go for No.
Oh, okay.
Go for no. Because they know if they ask 100 people, you're not going to have 70 straight people tell you no. Sometimes you're not going to have 10 people tell you no. So for instance, let's say you wanted some people to get on the podcast and you called 10 people and 9 people said no. Well, the average person is going to give up after that.
Right. Right.
But if you're going for 10 no's, you might have to get through 200 people before you get 10 no's.
Wow.
it's a different mind. That's why I said it's a mindset thing versus
It really
saying
is.
this ain't gonna work or this doesn't work or I can never get it. No, you have to develop a different mindset. And
Yes.
so failing forward, that's how you get better, because that's just feedback. Failure to some people is the end game, but to other people, it's feedback.
Yes.
Failure is not the end. Failure is feedback.
Failure is feedback. Whose power is it? It's yours.
That's right.
You have the power. When you, speaking of feedback, in previous positions, the normal way this works is every couple of quarters, your boss is going to give you a review of some sort. And they're going to say either, yep, you're doing great. Nope, not good. Some of that is measurable and some of that is 100% subjective opinion. I used to give so much power to those words. Now, I knew I had the emails, the kudos. I had the numbers that showed I was the top, But when my relationship with my boss shifted and I started to take up for myself and I stopped letting people walk over me, her opinion of me shifted. The work was still good. But if you know anything about corporate performance reviews, some of them are made in parts. One part is the stuff that they can measure. You made 17 widgets in an hour. Great job. The other is behavior, your communication, how you connect with your team. Are you helpful? That kind of stuff. So on the number side, it was looking pretty good. But because her opinion of me shifted, so she said something like, well, you keep asking extra questions in the meeting and challenging me. I said, hold on. Go into my job description. It talks about you should be coming up with new innovative ideas. You should ask questions when you don't understand. I did what I'm supposed to do. So why do you take my questioning, and I'm not unprofessional at all, why do you take my questions as rejection? That's you.
That's right.
That ain't got nothing to do with me. If I'm on your leadership team, Andrew Griffin, I am on the Rewrite the Vision team. One thing that Andrew Griffin is going to say in every meeting, LHG, what's your thoughts on that? Shakaya, your thoughts on that? Messiah, what you got? Because we are a team. You never say, we doing this, that's final, end of the Zoom, good night, show up, that's it. You never do that. That's because you're a great leader. A leader should never be afraid of the questions of their team. When I was doing corporate training, Andrew, I loved my class asking me questions. Why? Because it showed me they cared. Come on.
That's right.
It showed me it was listening. The moment you ain't got not one question, not one comment, chances are they just ready to get away from you.
Yeah, tuned out.
And they didn't okay, what time? Question. What time is this over? Where's the donuts? Why's the coffee cold? Come on. Questions to me, challenges to me, signify something's moving, something's shaking. So, and I can equate that to my faith walk. Come on here. I'm talking to myself today. Just because you up against a hard place, just because you having a bump in the road or a minor setback, you alive. There's a solution. God is with you.
That's right.
Don't quit. You may have to shift. You may have to pivot, change your jacket, put on a new wig. How many businesses have said, we are opening under new management? Same good pony dogs, same good chicken. The difference is the name and the management. But what you don't know, a lot of times, it's the same people.
I was just about to say it.
They just changed the name.
It was just one store. The owner, he's the same owner, but he just put up a new sign said under new management. And he had new customers. He put some paint on that wall. And that's what we got to do with our lives. Hey, the decisions I made back in the past, we're under new management. We under new different mindset with new different possibilities. We same person, but it's a new person.
Come on.
I used to crack up because this guy, and every time it didn't work, he'll put up another sign saying new management to try out something new. And that's how we got to approach life. We got to say, tomorrow, we under new management.
New management. Come on, new mindset. Get you a can of paint. Put a new logo up there. Get 7 new napkins and a new spoon. And say, we starting again.
That's right. Hire a new hostess. We're the same manager, same owner. We're just going to figure something out.
Come on. And that's how you got to do it. When these big companies go belly up, oh, that poor company. Trust me, they behind the scenes. And they about to buy up two more companies and make it all a new company and start all over. It's the same people. They got on a new toupee, a new pair of earrings, and a fresh coat of paint on the wall. Oh, did you hear so-and-so was under? It's the same. Come on. That's business 101.
That's right.
And I ain't even a millionaire, but when you are in business, I'm sure their strategists, their publicists, their anything else took them in a room and said, we're going to revamp, we're going to relaunch, we're going to get some streamers, we're going to put them up on the wall, we're going to get some balloons, that little blow up thing that bends like this, that little bendy thing. I love that thing. He bends all the way down, honey. That thing be worshiping the Lord. The boy breaks it down, honey. I got to go find him. And then we're going to start over. So whatever we did wrong or whatever didn't work last time, we're going to fix it. We're going to study the industry. We're going to figure it out. And we're going to keep doing it.
That's right.
I feel that in my spirit. Y'all got to excuse me. Because I had a moment in April, March/April, where I hit a wall. Where I was so confident that I could do a thing, that I would shine in this area. I wasn't given, in my opinion, the ample opportunity to do that. But whose power is it? It's mine. And I took that power and I had to remove myself from that. When something starts making you sick, when you are, and I am not knocking corporate America. I have spent 35 plus years working a job. But I also know, and I've realized, it can't be your God.
Nope.
It can't be what 100% defines you.
That's right.
It could be a facet of your experience, a facet or a dimension. But when you talk about original purpose, that transcends a job to me.
That's right.
And I started looking at jobs and positions. What if I did something that aligned with my values more? What if I did something, even if I have to do a 9 to 5, I need something that's going to connect the purpose dots.
That's right.
LHG. So when I get done with it and I go home, I'm feeling great about what I've done. When I drive these children for Hop Skip Drive, you may call it menial if you want. I love children. They've been my heart. I love providing a safe atmosphere for them. I love getting them to their place of education safely. I love supporting the families who may not have vehicles or have the proper schedule to get all 5 kids to school. This is my contribution and giving back. And I just happen to make money doing it. And I love driving. So when I get home, I am sometimes tired, but I sure do feel good, Andrew Griffin. So when you talk about, let's go back to that thought, original purpose. Can you break that down? How do you get to the original of a thing?
Well, you got to go back and really get a sheet of paper. We got to take this all the way back to the basics. we got to get a sheet of paper and a pencil and write down the things that give you joy first.
Okay, there it is.
Write down the things that come easy to you. Right? Speaking, you do an awesome job at speaking.
Thank
it
you,
feels
brother.
like a little bit, it comes a little bit natural. And so we know that's one of your gifts. Somebody doesn't have to be a rocket science to see that LHG know how to communicate.
Thank you, brother.
And communications, that goes verbal communications. That means that you can write.
Yes.
You can give presentations, right? You should be writing books. It all podcasts is what you're doing. It all flows in that gift.
Yes.
That's the first step. Let's figure out what gives you joy, what comes easy to you. And then thirdly, you have to write down, what would you do all day if you didn't have to pay bills?
Oh, come on. Okay. All right.
What would you do all day if you didn't have to pay bills? And you got to slowly see, there's nothing wrong with a job, but you have to work on yourself. Jim Rohn said this. He said, work on yourself harder than you work on your job. He said, work on yourself more and harder than you work on your job.
That's a whole word right there.
And sometimes you have to, because I know LHG. I know how hard LHG goes for other people. And sometimes LHG just need to go hard for herself.
I agree. 100%.
Because you will get burnt out. And then and it goes back to the associations. And some people will let you burn yourself out.
Oh, yes. If they benefit.
If they benefit, they will let you go. Yes. And sometimes I have to tell myself, I said, no. No, LSD, you don't do all that. No, We're gonna support you in this. We're gonna do this because you will go up through a wall for other people.
I will, without even thinking about it.
Like, and that should be commended. That should be commended. But we gotta make sure LHG is looking out for LHG first.
You're right.
You know, even in the Bible, it talks about there's a certain order that we should live our life. And sometimes we get it reversed, but it's a certain order. He said, first, love God.
Yes.
Second, love your neighbor as yourself.
Yes.
But it's not your neighbor second, it's yourself. Because it says as yourself.
That's good, brother. Come on.
Because if you don't love yourself, if you don't know how to treat yourself,
come on here. Woo!
You're actually disrespecting God because He made you. And if you saying what you made ain't worth nothing.
Come on.
If you don't love yourself, that's what you're telling God. What you made, what you created was nothing.
Come on.
And so He says, I need you to correct this order on a daily basis.
Yes.
Know who your king is. Back in the old days, they would get up in the morning, they would praise the king or queen in the morning. But then you got to look at who the king created.
Yes.
And you got to look out for that person.
Yes.
And then when you love that person,
then
you know how to treat others.
Because
watch this, if we get that order backwards, so we get that order, if we get that out of order, let's say someone tells you for the first time in your life, I love you. But now this person disrespects you, this person mistreats you, but because they said I love you, it made you feel a certain way,
right?
And you didn't have that self-concept of yourself.
You
started leaning onto that person versus your own self-concept.
Yes.
And it's not that, at the end of the day, it's not that person's fault. It's we have to deal with our own challenges and mindset. And that's why we can't get that order mixed up. We have to love God first. We have to love ourselves second. And then we know how that will teach us how to learn, love the other person. In a plane, they don't say when the stuff is happening, if it's an emergency, to put your neighbor's mask on first. It says,
they don't say that.
Mask on first.
Put your mask on. Come on.
And how do you pour from an empty cup?
My God.
And you don't want to wait till God said, I'm gonna put you down for a while till you start changing some things.
Yes. Come on. You talking to me tonight. Yes.
He will put you down. He will say, no, you ain't going nowhere.
Nowhere.
Nowhere. You're not doing not one more thing. No one promoting. Nothing. We're going to shut it all down until you figure out how to treat yourself.
Wow. Wow. Ooh, that is powerful. Let me just remind everybody you have tuned in to Power Hour Friday night, Posturing for Purpose. My guest tonight is my brother, the one and only Dr. Andrew Griffin, speaker, coach extraordinaire. We are getting ready for tomorrow's locker room event. And when I hear that locker room, I'm not sporty, I'll say that. But what I do know from what I see in sports is the huddle.
That's right.
It's instruction. It's motivation. It's all right, y'all. I want you to be offense, and over here you're gonna be defense, and I want you to do this, and I want you to pay attention to that. We can do this, we got this. It's being aware of the strengths of the team members, but also being aware that ain't your ministry. So I know you want to usher, but you mean you can't be the usher because you're rude and the people gonna run away. I think you a good chicken fryer. Go on there and get that chicken together because we need chicken and church basement pound cake. In a locker room, you come into grips with some stuff just ain't for everybody. But I recognize you good at this thing right here. That's where I need you. And it's recognizing you might have to sit this one out. You might need a little bit of rest. Locker room is that private time because the fans don't see that. The fans ain't in the locker room. They're going to see the game. They're going to see the results of what you talked about in the locker room. But it's an intimate moment where the team and their captain, the team and their leader are strategizing. And I noticed these huddles happen throughout the game. It's not, and I don't think I've ever watched a complete game in my life, but I've tuned because I tune in just enough to notice a pattern. When certain stuff happen that one of the teams don't agree with, a whistle blows and somebody got to talk about it. No, that wasn't no foul. No. Come on, people. Come on. We got to talk about that. I noticed these pockets of communication, Andrew, throughout the game. Some of them be real animated. But some of them is like, okay, that was good. Now what you just did, do that 12 more times. And then we got So I want to go into this discussion of what is this locker room experience? Why is it important to have these huddles? Why is it important to always have that mentorship, that coaching? And I said this just a few minutes ago. When I know my confidence ain't doing well, I know somebody who's gonna get me together. That's my brother. Sometimes you just need that pull. Sometimes you just need that push. Sometimes you just need to be reminded that you can. Sometimes you just need to be reminded God can still use you wherever you are, whether you are 12, whether you are 50, whether you are 72. At what point do you decide, if God brought me here, let me live through all I've lived through? Truly, it's got to be a purpose in this thing.
That's right.
Why would he do this? Why would I have triumphed over all the things that I have seen or didn't see? Come on.
That's right.
Somebody didn't have a father. Somebody didn't have a mother or a father, or they might have got abandoned. But God brought them foster parents, godparents, grandparents, neighbors that took them in. And they made it. Why would God allow this thing to unfold the way it did? And I lived through it all for me to leave here with zero purpose.
That's right.
So let's talk about the locker room experience, brother.
Well, I love that you use the sports analogy. Let's just look at sports. Let's look at basketball.
Okay.
The object of the game is to score more points than your opponent.
Okay.
They give you 4 quarters to do that.
Yes.
Usually there is a halftime.
Right.
Where you go into the locker room.
Okay, locker room.
All right. And let's say this happens all the time. A team might be down 10 or 15 points. They came out sluggish. They came out with the wrong body language. They came out defeated. And they started the game off wrong. They might be down 10, 15, sometimes 20 points. And we've seen this even with our own Detroit Pistons. They came in, they were in a playoff matchup with the Orlando Magic, and they got down by as much as 24 points. One of the biggest deficits in playoff history. All right. They went into halftime, and this is where you get to the nitty and gritty.
Okay.
And at halftime, you go into the locker room and you just say, hey, what is going on?
What's going on here?
We got to get back to our original identity. Why are we walking the ball up? Let's run it up. Why are we not checking this person or defending this screen? Let's do this. And what you will see a team come out on fire in the second half after they come out the locker room. And I'm reminded about that for some of us in our lives, our first half sucked. Our first half wasn't a representation of who we are.
My God, today.
And sometimes we're down. We're down in our finances. We're down in our health. We're down in our relationships. But that does not represent who we are.
Come on.
And sometimes we need a locker room.
Yes.
Conversation, a plan, a purpose. And so we can dominate and turn this thing around so we can win.
Yes.
And so we can win. And that's what happened to the Pistons. They came into that deficit. They was down 24 points. And they came back out that locker room. Their eyes were different. Their focus was different. The plays was different. They started making shots that they had made in a while. Why? Because they had a different mindset coming out of that locker room.
That's a word. That's a whole word.
And that's where sometimes where our life is. We need a halftime.
Yes.
We're at halftime, right? And we need to be told, okay, no, this is the straight conversation. This is no sugarcoating. We need to do this. We need to plan this way. We need to be coming together on this mark. And so we can dominate the second half of our lives.
Oh my God. Woo, that's so good. That's so good. So on the screen is the flyer, y'all. I need you all to be in the room. This kind of conversation, this type of collaboration, this type of motivation is what I believe will push us out of anxiety and out of so much stress and out of so much post-traumatic stress disorder. And we can just be in an environment that's charged for success. Because if you're around the wrong people, they will convince you that failure is your future.
That's normal. It's not your normal.
Like failure this, that it is what it is. Mama couldn't do it. Daddy couldn't do it. It cost too much. We're not that smart. It's okay. It wasn't meant for our family to do this. It wasn't meant for you to do this. People, I've heard someone say this as a child. Long as I got my food stamps and a pack of chicken wings and a burners, I'm good. I don't need nothing else. And it's nothing against a EBT card if you need it, because I've been there. But if that's what the culmination of your life is going to be, then you'll never have anything else.
That's right.
You just said it, sealed it, and made it your reality. But the problem is, not only is that your reality, you trying to put that on me. You know why you come over here? I used to hate this when I was little. Why you come over here? Why you talking like that? You talking white. What do you mean? What does that mean? because I speak English, because I can formulate a sentence without one ebonical phrase, because I have a business tone or I have a matter of fact tone. My job is customer service. But even before that, my mama raised me to speak like this. Now I know how to have fun at the backyard barbecue, but I'm not going to do that if I'm hosting one of Andrew Griffin's events. I'm going to bring my A game. I've learned to bring the appropriate dimension of me.
That's right.
Based on my audience. Now, if we chilling and we having a one-on-one, that's one thing. If I'm in a meeting, and I've been in meetings with all leaders, I've had to do trainings with all managers. It's a little bit of pressure.
Yep.
They're already leaders. And whatever you teach them, they got to go back and teach their people. You got to bring it.
That's right.
This is the proving ground. If you can do this, you can do anything.
That's right.
And you got to look at it like that. That locker room experience, that's a whole revival. This is the locker room revival. If you have hit a place where you continue to question, what is my purpose? Can God still use me? Can I still become great at what it is I should be doing? You need to get in the room. I don't know about you, but I'm 51. I'm not wasting another minute on comparing myself to anybody else. I am here to live LaTanya Harris Gooden's best life in the marketplace, on my podcast, wherever it is God wants me to be. I am here, and not to just do, I want to enjoy the doing. Some of us have done jobs and projects and stuff that we literally hated. And it almost took us out. I've been there because you didn't think you had a choice. Whose power is it? First of all, power belongs to God, and He's given us power to make some decisions that'll put us in a better predicament.
That's right.
I personally invite you to the locker room experience tomorrow. The details are on the flyer on the screen. For more information, you got to email there, because I don't know about you, but I believe the abundant life that God has called for us to have is going to take us doing things a little differently in our daily walk.
That's right.
It's going to take us doing some research or asking some more questions or getting in a different room where people are speaking on something positive. If you notice on Facebook, people will share a fight before they share a flyer for something positive. They will share someone fleeing themselves across the McDonald's counter or have a graduation brawl.
That's right.
Before they share something that can build your life and change the trajectory of your future. Hey, Mama Birdie! I think she just had a birthday, didn't she?
She did, a Sunday.
Happy birthday, Mama. Love you. Get in the room, y'all. I've been in the room with my brother. He is living his original purpose. He is dominating in his lane. And if you want practical tips to be able to do that with biblical strategy, and it's funny when you talked about that the Bible, was it Joseph you mentioned?
Yes.
I was trying to play one of Faith's Edits clips, and you were talking about just that. And I'm still working on technology, but you took care of it for me. See, I love the way God works. I invite you, I'm gonna go on a limb here. I'm gonna invite you to do something that my brother always says, to not be an extra in your own movie. I'm going to invite you to adapt a leading role in your original purpose. You know, when the awards go for the leading actor or the leading actress, that means somebody saw something so special in what that person did. There's movies that I've watched where they got multiple awards. I want to be the leading role. I don't want to be somewhere in the corner watching my life just happen, watching circumstances take me down. I want to be front and center in my faith, in confidence, knowing that there is a uniquely divine purpose that God has assigned to LHG. And I am going to live that before my expected end. I want to live it well. And I want that to be a living epistle to others that they can do it too. So, brother, I'm going to give you some final words. You know, brother, you always get me together. I can't wait to become really wealthy so I can pay you the way I want to pay you. I tell you, I can't wait to become a good millionaire so I can just say, okay, here you go.
You already are. You already are. You already are. You already
You're
are.
right.
You got to see it first, and then the value you bring, and the value you bring to any group is millionaire status. Right? Even at a church, if someone doesn't have the money to pay tithes and offering, they can bring their talent.
That's right.
Or they bring their resources.
And that's a gift.
That's a gift.
We don't
that's
look
as good
at
as
stuff
being
like
my
that. Come on.
And I'm gonna close it real quick. When I was little, I wanted a job. Right.
Okay.
Even when I was like 6 and 7, I wanted the job to help with the church bills. And my mom said, you know, Andrew, you can just use your talent. And I started playing the drums. And then, you know, we didn't have a keyboard player, and we had people coming in the church and wanting to talk to my dad and say, hey, you know, I'll play the keyboard, but I'll give you a couple of $100. And I said, let me learn how to play this thing.
Come on.
So instead of charging my dad $300-$400, I used that as my talent.
Wow.
My time and my talent.
That's good, brother.
Because he would have had to pay
$200,
$300, $400, $500.
Yes.
For the experience and value we're now bringing with the gift. And so you bring so much to the table. I think you already know that. But I just always got to we always got to remind each other that we are enough.
Yes, that's huge.
Right? And some stuff you just need to revisit. You just need to rewrite it. You just need to rewrite the vision. You already done so much. You have to really look at those wins that you've already had. And don't dwell on the losses. Don't dwell on the negative feedback. Our mind, as human beings, we're trained to look at negativity.
Yes.
We're trained to look at negativity. I put up a post and it got like close to 1 million views, right? Wow. And I saw thousands of positive comments. But you know, the one that really stuck out at me was the negative comments. And it wasn't that many. It might have been 10.
Okay.
And it was 10,000 awesome comments. But our brains are trained to look at negativity.
Yes.
And we got to retrain that brain. We have to like a computer, rewire and reset.
We have to.
You know how your phone says, do you want to restart or update your phone?
That's right.
You hit that. You say, hey, I don't want to update it now because it's messing up what I'm doing. No, we need to stop.
You need to do it. It's something that you need.
Update.
Come on.
We need to update on our goals. We need to update on our life, our relationships, our health, our wealth. We need to update. And we discover once we get that update, we'll be able to go a lot faster, just like our phones. And that's why I'm excited about tomorrow at 4, because it's going to be an intimate setting. It's going to be a no holds bar. It's going to be all out because I want people to win. I don't want to go to the grave site with our gifts still inside of us.
Yes, absolutely. That is so powerful. And I want us to take away from this conversation that you have something, and one of my good sisters, Coach Felicia Donald Coleman, we all possess something that will solve somebody else's problem. There's something that we can bring to the table that others need.
Exactly.
And when you were talking about rewriting the vision, I got so low from that past failure. I refused to pick up a journal. If anybody knows me, I write everything. I got journals in every purse, in the car, in the kitchen, in every room. There's probably a couple journals. So when Latanya here is good and can't even get the strength up to write, yeah, I know I gotta pray and push. So I thank you, my brother, for the reminder. I thank you to those who have been reaching out, checking in, for the reminder that all really is well. And my faith has increased because God really has provided, even in the time of transition and change and pivoting and shifting. He's shown up.
Hmm.
And the things that have made me happy, the things that have sustained me, which are attached to my purpose, is what I'm doing right now. If I didn't have to pay not one bill, this right here is what I would do every day. I would do it with the youth. I would do it with my brother here. I would do it with girl chat. I would do it with whatever. This is what fuels and fuels me. And my prayer is that God takes that, which I believe is attached to my purpose, communication, strategies, and helping to build the community and launch it to the world. So when I prepare for this evening, I put on my makeup, I grab my dress, I grab my jacket. I don't care how many numbers or people are on the top of this screen. One day is going to reach everybody who it needs to reach.
Right.
So I'm going to let my brother close and pray us out. Catch us up before we go on what's going on with the Griffin girls. Are there any engagements? LaRoya, green highlights, anything we need to go over? What's going on? Because the whole family booked and blessed.
It's crazy. I would just encourage individuals kind of follow the Facebook page or
Okay.
go to andrewgriffin.us because
Yes.
the Griffin Girls schedule by itself is crazy, right?
Ooh.
they, I know they're doing they're gonna be at the Field of Praise live record. They're gonna, I believe, do a one song with them.
Oh, I'm
Which
ready
is
for
coming
that.
up in
Yes.
July. They're going to Flint, I believe, the 13th of this month.
Okay.
So many days coming up this month that we got double duty.
Wow.
So I encourage individuals to kind of follow the Facebook pages,
Yes.
the Griffin
Yes.
Girls or Green Highlights or Andrew Griffin, or go to andrewgriffin.us. Uh, that it keep abreast of all the upcoming events, because our primary objective is to help people. We just
Yes.
love it, and we love to be an example, but we have to continue to work on our mindsets, and that's what we're going to be talking about tomorrow. And I thank you again for having me on this platform.
Sir.
I thank you for all you do. All right, it's too much to really mention it all in one call. All the value you bring to people,
Thank you, brother.
and I want you to see that first,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes.
And we appreciate you. We love you. You know that. And I'm
Yes, sir.
excited about tomorrow and the future. We
Yes.
got some stuff. I'm gonna do some announcements tomorrow because it's like too much going on. It's too
Okay,
much
y'all got to
going
get in the room. Y'all heard that. You got to get in the room.
on.
I also want to remind everybody, Pastor Stacy Wells Women's Conference is coming up in September. Her theme is Manifest. The early bird registration is going on just for probably another few days. I'll post a flyer on my page. Lady Salah Smith, Pastor Jason Smith's wife, is doing a Her Story conference, I believe, in August. She has her save the date. I'll put that on the page. Next week, the launch of the Let Me Tell You Something podcast with Leonard Reed. We're doing our launch. I'll get you the date for that next week. So that's what's going on. So I'm gonna let my brother pray us out. If you've been impacted by Power Hour, stay tuned, subscribe, help us to grow the platform, give us a review, tell us how it's helped you. Because I feel that if something is positive, has influenced you in that way, let it be known. Let it be known. I tell Andrew all the time how he helps me with my confidence. If this has helped you, share it. It don't cost you to share to those on your social media platforms. So we would love to have your support so we can continue to do this. This is what I feel is God's work. It's assigned to our original purpose.
That's
So
right.
we encourage you to be in the room tomorrow. Brother, you got the floor to close us on out.
Thank
And
you,
thank
Father.
you.
Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for this call. We thank you for the individuals that tuned in. We hope And we know that this was a blessing to them
Yes.
because we represent you first. We represent the kingdom first. And it's just a kingdom mindset reset call that
Yes.
we take individuals back to their original purpose, which was to serve you and dominate with their gift. We thank you. We thank you in advance for all the millionaires that's going to be created. All
Yes.
the incredible CEOs and businesses and the great parents
Yes.
and the great mothers and the great fathers and all business owners and all leadership in general, the next president, the next mayor, the next governor is going to be
Yes.
coming because they listen to a message that is positive, that's creative, and that gets us back to the kingdom mindset. We ask that you be with us, give us traveling mercies, cover us as you always do. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen. Good night, everybody. Please share and subscribe. I hope to see you tomorrow. Good night, everyone.
Good night.